Alright guys, back at it. Fucking just got off a 2 week vacation. And I'm gonna be back at it for a while. Really fucking just needed a break. And, I gotta rededicate myself to this fucking craft right here. And I gotta put in my work, where it needs to be done. I'm gonna put a lot more thought into my videos. And, I'm gonna be keeping notes about this Cold War that Oscar De La Hoya vows to end. That he's been saying it, more than once, and then when he gets questioned on, he's oh no. When I met with Bob Arum, we were just talking that shit, man. Just having a fresh start. That's what he said. And at the same time, he's vowing to have a Cold War when in reality there's been no talks, there's been no negotiations, and Mayweather Pacquiao, the fight that everyone wants to see, is certainly a long ways away, considering Manny Pacquiao just signed an extension. However, this is boxing. Anything can happen, right? Anything can happen, but you know, this Cold War is like a fucking, it's two-pronged, right? The first part of this shit that needs to be settled is the promotional companies. That's the heart of it. The promotional companies. And the second part of it is the networks. One of the biggest issues with it is one Showtime has aligned themselves with Golden Boy personnel in their upper echelon ranks. So much that Showtime and Golden Boy are like interconnected, because Golden Boy personnel that used to work high up in Golden Boy now are fucking Steven Espinoza, VP of Showtime Sports on the boxing side. So that's a big deal, and to work that out, it's not it has to stem beyond Oscar De La Hoya and Bob Arum, because as much as De La Hoya wants to say he's the owner, I'm pretty damn sure he doesn't negotiate with Al Heyman. That's what Richard Schaefer does. De La Hoya just tells the fighter, hey, fight this guy, fight that guy. If they turn it down, they turn it down. And he's got to get the fight on the table, right? And that takes a heck of a lot of prep work to do, and that's what Richard Schaefer's been doing for the past few years now, because the Golden Boy's been doing a little something else, more of that Snow White shit, right? So, Oscar De La Hoya, if he really wants to end this Cold War, he's got to get fucking Richard Schaefer on his side. He's got to get the whole Golden Boy fucking management on his side. He's got to get Steven Espinoza on his side. He's got to show that this is where the money is, giving the fans what they want to see, and that's cross-promotional fights. If he cannot prove that, then he's fucking, in dead water. He's a fucking goldfish in the Shark Tank. I mean, oddly enough, he's the fucking owner of Golden Boy Promotions. But Oscar De La Hoya really needs to convince his colleagues and his management personnel that what, there's big money to be made, and he's got to convince Showtime to work with fucking top-ranked fighters. That's the only way it's gonna happen. And if he can't do that, and it seems like he can't, because it's been evident for the past year, Bob Arum and Richard Schaefer don't like each other. They've been insulting each other for, like every couple months they go after each other, with these snide ass fucking needles. We heard about Bob Arum saying, hey, we should boycott fucking Mayweather Maidana. That's a 11-1 type fight. When he was promoting Pacquiao Bradley, saying that was a 50-50 fight. And we saw Richard Schaefer, saying he Top Rank has shitty undercards. So that they always take shots at each other. Um, you know, and realistically, if a mega event like a Mayweather Pacquiao were to happen in this day and age, um, not to say it's impossible, but an event like that, um, where uh, one fighter's exclusive to a certain network, where Pacquiao with HBO and Mayweather with Showtime, they would have to do the split that occurred with Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson. They'd have to do that cross promotional, um, where both fighters, where the pay per view is staged by both networks. That I think that would be the only way Mayweather Pacquiao will ever happen. And to start, the working relationship has to consummate itself. There has to be some type of a couple of cards before that where they actually can be like, okay, Bob Arum maybe can deal with fucking Al Heyman for a little while, because we've seen Bob Arum fucking go after Al Heyman so many times, and Al Heyman is just this shadowy figure that doesn't say shit about anybody, and he's raking in the money, just raking the shit in. So another aspect of this Cold War situation is Top Rank is running out of welterweights, and it's gonna be pretty fucking hard for Oscar De La Hoya to convince his management personnel to say, hey, there's a lot of money to be made, but why not just, there's the argument, why not just match up the welterweights that we have in our stable, Golden Boy has an excellent stable of welterweights. Amir Khan, Louis Collazo, Victor Ortiz still has some life in him. Okay, maybe he'll be retired. They still got Soto Karass, Marcos Maidana, Adrian Bronner, should go back down to 140. They got Danny Garcia. They got Adrian Bronner should go back down to 135 actually. He should go back down to 135, but that's another topic for another day. They got Lucas Matisse coming up, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, Kell Brook in the UK, trying to make that fight. So many different guys, man. Devin Alexander. I said Amir Khan, Robert Guerrero. Like, the stable is huge. And they could do their own fucking tournament if they wanted to. But it's odd that they, it's just fucking, a few of those guys are divas. Pointing out Amir Khan and Robert Guerrero. And, they really want to have the right opponent in front of them. And oddly enough, Robert Guerrero's fighting some Japanese guys we never heard of. But, Oscar De La Hoya has a lot of work in front of him if he truly wants to end this Cold War. He's got a lot of convincing to do. And he's got to have some fucking conference calls with Top Rank and Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman, all that shit. He's got to really take the bull by the horns and get the lines of communication going, or else this shit's not gonna happen. Plain and simple, it's not gonna happen. And at the end of the day, it comes down to this: Richard Schaefer wants Top Rank to fucking blow up and sink like a fucking ship. At the end of the day, that's what he wants. And who knows if that'll actually happen, but De La Hoya has his work cut out for him. And it's evident to me that I think Golden Boy really wants to see where Bob Arum is going with his welterweight division. Bob Arum needs to start fucking recruiting hella fast. I think he seriously made Robert Guerrero an offer, because there was a lot of speculation that he may switch, especially considering Robert Guerrero wanted out of his contract. You could tell Bob Arum is looking for more welterweights to fill in the role of Pacquiao opponent, because he's just running him into rematch after rematch. So overall, just let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure how realistic this ending the Cold War is. There's a heck of a lot of hurdles that need to be jumped over to actually make this realistic. But I like the attitude I think it's the right one, and I'm all for ending the Cold War. But Oscar De La Hoya needs some fucking backup. Let me know what you guys think.